Good morning, everybody, and welcome to a Sunday sermon. Each week, we try to bring you messages of inspiration from Holy Spirits, or as in this Sunday, from an archangel. And the archangel will be Michael, the angel of protection. If any of you would like to carry our live stream on your Facebook pages or on your YouTube pages, send me an email to onestrohm@gmail.com and I will arrange so that you can have the live streams on your own page. So I know that Michael is here and he is waiting to speak. So let us begin. Hello, everyone. Yes, I am back and I am indeed an archangel, and you are indeed listening to my words. I've been with you before and I've spoken of many things. I know that you think of me as an angel of protection, and sometimes protection is simply eliminating fear. Many people fear many things that they should not fear. There's also many things they should fear, mainly the acts of evil that are going on around you all the time. But fear is very dangerous. When you fear something you should not fear, it is taking your emotions, your physical well-being. It is leading to depression. It is very hard for many people to function when they are overcome with fear. There is much to fear, have no doubt. But what you must learn is you should not fear anything that you cannot personally affect. Now, you can affect your politicians by who you vote for. You can affect how you live your life by using your free will to make good choices. But if you fear things that you have absolutely no control of, that makes no sense. And you see, people are always asking me to protect them from things that they fear. And I know that they have nothing to fear. Well, you know where I'm headed with this. There are many things over which you have no control. For instance, and I'm not saying that this is taking place, but if there was a meteor heading for your planet, you could not do anything about it. So why would you want to fear something like this? One day the sun is going to exhaust its energy and not heat the planet, and life will disappear from the planet. But this is millions of years away. So why would you fear something like that? Many people fear that Jesus will come back and there'll be this wonderful rapture where people are taken to heaven that believe in him, and we don't know exactly what will take place with those that don't. But that's not going to take place, so there's nothing to fear there. What you should fear is how you lived your life, about the decisions that you made, about how you followed God's words and how you treated others. If you did not follow his words, then that's something to fear, and I can't protect you from your judgment for that. Many people think that I can step in and that I can do these miraculous things, and I can, but I will not do anything that goes against your life plan. For instance, you may have made up a life plan where you will be killed in war. Perhaps it was an experience that you need to learn, and I know those of you listening out there can't conceive of the fact that that might be a lesson, but it might be. You see, maybe in your prior life, you were a member of an army and you led many people to death that did not have to go. So now you have a karma that has to be made up. So maybe you have to die in war. You see, many times things are very simple. If you do something to somebody else, then it will come back to you. So you might be laying in that foxhole and shells are dropping around you and you're praying to me for protection. But there's nothing I can do because it's your karma. You are supposed to meet your end in that foxhole on that particular day. Now, there are many things that I can do to help you, and that's why I'm trying to talk to you about fear. Because if you don't fear, then many good things can happen. Fear takes a large percentage of your time. If you're trying to avoid something, then that's time that you could be using to serve others. We want you to live a life without fear. And you know what the greatest fear that most people have? The fear of death. Many people will pray to me and say, "Oh, Michael, please don't let me die. Please heal me from my illnesses. I don't want to die. I want to stay here and suffer. I want to continue living in pain. I want to continue being able to spend the money that I made in my lifetime." Well, I think you know the answer to that one. I'm not going to step in. But then there is the person that has lived this wonderful life. It has helped others. The person has gone out and done what God wants him to do. And he becomes sick. And I hear the prayer, "Michael, please help me. Please help me. I have more I want to do. I want to save more people. I want to help them. And I know I don't fear death, but I would like to remain here longer so that I can help others." Well, now you got my attention. Now you're speaking of something that I will talk to God about. I will speak to him and I'll say, "He's led a good life. He's followed your words. And he's asking for more time so he can keep helping others." Well, in those instances, God will say, "Go extend his life. He is doing what I want him to do." But if you're being a jerk, you're hurting others, then you might not want to pray to me to save your life, to let you live longer. Why would I or God give you more time to hurt others? Think about that. If you're living a great life, then yes, there's a great possibility that your prayers to me will be answered. But if you're living a life of evil, well, first of all, you probably wouldn't pray to me, only in instances of dire panic. As they say, and I'm going to use that foxhole example, there's no such thing as an atheist in a foxhole. But sadly, when the shells stop, many people don't realize that maybe we did really save your life. And perhaps you should take note of it, and you might want to change the way you're doing things. Many of you fear the results of the recent elections. There's nothing you can do about it, essentially. You've made your decision. And now it's up to the politicians to live up to their promises. It's very difficult to know what the real promises were with any of the politicians, but time will tell, and we'll see. But you've made your choice. You've done what you want. If you want the world to change and be reliant on big government, and you voted that way, that's the way you voted, and that's your choice. If you voted differently, then that was also your choice, and that's wonderful. We want you to make your choices. That's why you have the free will. But now you have to live the consequences of the vote. When you elect an official, you have made your choice, and the majority, hopefully, there are many places where the majority doesn't count because politicians cheat to stay in power. But hopefully the majority rules, and the idea is that the majority will make the best decision. Well, we'll see. You never know. I will tell you this. every civilization that has ever existed, the Romans, the Greeks, all of them, the Ottoman, the Mongols, every one of those great cultures have failed. Now, the great cultures that I just referred to are certainly not democracies. That's not what I'm saying. But people make their choices. People know when they want to stand up for what is right and turn their backs to what is wrong. And those people often have great fear. Common sense will often alleviate fear, and fear is not going to help you. Worry is not going to help you. I hear prayers all the time of people that are worrying about a situation that they have no control over. Take time to deliberate and do something about that what you have control over. Do not waste your time praying for me to step in and protect you if you're doing evil things. It's not going to happen. Those of you out there that are listening to me, you're good people. You're taking time. You knew that I'd be speaking this morning, and you're taking time out of your day to listen to my words. So you have common sense. And I know that most of you truly try to follow God's commandments. I hear prayers from all of you, and I thank you for those prayers. Sometimes I intercede and do things that you have not prayed for because you're good people. You do not always know when you have angelic assistance. Actually, many of you I've come to in physical form. Yeah, you don't realize it. Many of you have seen me in the shape of a human, and I've come to you and I've asked for help, and many of you have helped me, and that is exactly what we want of you. You see, not only do I help protect, but I help lead you to making the right decisions so that you do not have to ask for angelic help. If you follow God, then you don't need my help. Because God's will is overwhelmingly the most powerful thing in your life. You pray, and you may hear the comments come back that it is in God's hands. No matter what takes place around you, the dangers, the risks, He knows what is happening. He wants humans to make their own decisions, so quite often He lets humans get into great trouble. If you want evil to exist and you do not want to follow the words of God, then bad things happen. Bad things have happened all through history because individuals have not done what He wants individuals to do. Even before Jesus walked the earth, He sent back servants to tell people what He wanted. The Old Testament lists names of servants that were sent back to serve God. Now, the details from the Old Testament are often very fuzzy and are very difficult to believe. But there is a basis of truth, and that truth is that God has been sending back messengers since the beginning of time. Since the first human walked the earth, He has been sending back people to help. Now, those first humans did not have any concept of angels. They didn't have concept of much. But He sent messengers back that helped train them, that helped them learn, that helped them understand that there truly is a God, that there is this energy that prevails. Even the most primitive people began to understand that there is something greater than them. As time went on, we appeared to them and they started to understand the concept of angelic energies. But they had absolutely no idea what they were talking about or what they were seeing. When we would appear to them in the early days, we would appear to them with wings. Do you ever wonder why most angels have wings? We appeared to them as with wings because they associated birds with the most special abilities, that of being free of gravity of Earth and being able to fly freely. So it was only natural for them to assume that the early angelic forms that would fly to them through the sky would have to have wings. And that's why you see them as you do. We don't have wings. We're energies. We can have whatever we want. And that is why when we appear to you as a human, we don't fly in front of your face and say, hey guys, I'm an angel. We come to you as a human so that you cannot recognize that because it's part of your test. We want to understand if you've learned to truly adapt. Now, you might think that I'm speaking about things that are not involved with protection. But you see, if you believe in God, if you believe in us, the angels, then you believe that you are protected from evil. You believe that if you follow these words that are spoken that you hear, then you will not fall under the grasp of evil. It becomes very obvious. Protection comes from God. You're asking for God's protection. And whether you receive that depends on how you have lived your life. Individuals that help others have a special place in God's heart. We watch them differently. We protect them differently. You see, the key to protection is following his words. If you choose to go astray, if you use your free will to hurt others, if you use your free will to choose not to try to coexist, but to try to conquer, then there is nothing that we will do to protect you. You have a life plan, and we'll allow that life plan to play out because that is very important to your judgment. We rarely cut life plans short because we feel that every individual, every soul, should have the opportunity to change at any point of their life plan. And if we cut it short, you will not have that opportunity. Now, many people waste the opportunity and continue following evil decisions, accumulating great wealth, not helping others. And then when their day of reckoning comes, and it always comes, and you never really know when that day of reckoning comes, and it's your day of judgment, you will be told all that you did wrong. And you will be told why you were not protected from making these stupid decisions. You see, not following God or listening to his words is the most stupid decision that you can ever make. His words are so simple that you almost stumble. It's so easy that you cannot even trip over them. Do unto others as you would have others do unto you. Don't show anger, don't show hatred, help others, coexist. Do all that you can to get along. Understand the great equality that all people are created equal. The souls of all skin colors are the same. The souls of everyone that speaks different languages are the same. Now, we as angels can understand all of the different languages. So we know We know when you're doing good and we know when you're doing bad. And when you're doing good, we are so much more inclined to answer your prayers and to help you. When you're doing badly and you pray to us, we understand the word hypocrite. And do not expect your prayers to be answered. If you're at the point that you've lived this disastrous life and you're asking me to protect you, you've reached a low point in your life. Go out and follow the words of our Lord. He spoke them clearly and simply. He wants you to understand the great joy of believing in Him and the great risk of not, because by not believing, you will not have the ability to ask for the protections that you may need and want. So thank you for allowing me once again to come through. I know many of you think you're not really hearing an archangel, but you are. You're hearing Barry's words. He had no idea what I was going to say today. But I hope that you listen. I hope that you do not live in fear, and I hope that you live in love. Love for everyone, and especially love for God. So goodbye, and thank you so much. Thank you, Michael. Great message. My new book, Jesus the Missing Years, is now available. You can get it on my websites or you can get it on Amazon. Please take time to read it. It is an incredible book, and you will totally understand the life of Jesus. And I know that none of you, if you have not read the book, understand his life. We channeled 24 different spirits that walked with him. It's well worth the investment, and I've tried to make many, many ways for you to get it as cheaply as possible. So goodbye. Thank you so much. We'll be back again next week. I'm not sure who they will tell me that wants to speak, but a Holy Spirit will be here again, and I will speak their words. So goodbye, and thank you so much.